I love all these people that are on YouTube telling you how to actually do academic research or write academic research papers. And they've never done it before. They've done it just a brief moment, and they are trying to teach you how to do it. It's usually like a librarian or something like that. And they have no idea what they're talking about because they teach it as a one and done thing. So I'm a legitimate, I do research on a regular basis, and I've struggled with it for a long time. And here's my one thing that I want you to understand and to learn. By the way, I'm Professor Dave Massack. I'm Associate Professor of Innovation, and I've been working at this for a long time. And so this is the one thing I really want you to understand, is that it is an evolving, continuous process. It's not a one and done thing, right? This idea that you create a perfect document and then it's done, it is complete falsity. That's not how research is actually done. It's just very much this evolving thing that's living and breathing. Your writing is living and breathing. What you actually do is constantly changing. And, there's lots of different reasons for this, but the big thing is that you are learning along the way and everybody else is learning along the way. So you might have a perfect idea. And when you go to tell people about this particular perfect idea, they're going to discount it. They're not going to understand what you're talking about. And you're going to lose yourself. And you're going to think that, oh, I'm pathetic. I don't know what I'm talking about. Everybody else is right, because you are going to be talking to people that, they've built their career. They're incredibly smart. And they're going to poke holes with what you've actually done. And you're going to lose yourself. This is legitimately what's going to happen. Everybody goes through this, by the way. And unless you got, your lobotomy or something like that, this is not part of your brain. But, you are going to lose yourself and you're going to doubt yourself and you're going to say, what I did is garbage. And the truth is, it's really not. And what you need to do is use this use the signals that you get. If you get a very, very emotional, angry response, you probably have to work on something with what you're doing. If you get a very emotional response as excitement and people are really excited about what you're doing, continue on with what you're actually doing, right? So use the signals, the underlying things that people are actually trying to tell you. And it's not what they're saying, right? I don't know how often that you have to say this. So people are extraordinarily polite. When you get reviews back in scientific research, they're extraordinarily polite. But they're ripping you apart. They're ripping a great big hole in what you're actually doing and what you're saying. And even in your heart, right? There's that scene from Indiana Jones. I think it's the third one, where the guy rips out the guy's heart, and he used to terrify me when I was a kid, and pulls it out. This is what they do, right? That's the job of what real research looks like. It is not this kind of perfect thing where you have this perfect research proposal and everything works out fine. It is an endless process of iterating, of working at things, of taking things out. I am so incredibly frustrated. I'm working on a paper that's been going on for years, and this is normal, right? In my field is normal. Maybe in other fields it's not normal, but in my field it's pretty normal to go through these experiences. And we were asked to write a bunch of stuff. And so we put a bunch of stuff in. The paper got to it's 100 pages. Now we're asked to cut it all back down. And that's normal, right? That is the normal process with how you actually write research and do research. It's to know it's a living, breathing document. And so you have to be completely agnostic with what you're saying and not fall in love with anything, right? I want you to view the people that you're working against, right? It's very much a you versus the world thing, because most people quit. And you get into the profession, you do real research, everybody wants to quit as soon as it happens. and they say, this is BS, and they want to walk away, and it's your own damn stubbornness that keeps you going, because it is very challenging throughout the process. And if you don't have this belief that what you're working on is about iterating and removing things that capture people in such a way that it gets them nervous or gets them worked up, then you're going to lose every time. And so you have to be like really paying attention to what people are actually saying that have done it before you. They're going to be very much looking at what you're saying and looking at ways that it will actually get through the process. And people are trying to be helpful, but they're often not, right? And so you have to interpret this feedback. This feedback is really noisy. It is very messy, but often, and it's done with good intention, because that's what we do. But at the same time, you have to learn to stay the course inside, figure out how to interpret what people are saying. If you're getting an emotional response, you probably annoyed people. If you're getting a response, like a negative emotional response, if you are getting a response that is like emotionally, people are excited, listen to the damn advice. Listen to what they're saying. They're trying to tell you something. This is going to work out. And if you don't listen to this, and if you don't scrap your idea, it's going to be hard, right? The whole process is going to be hard, where you have to constantly be rethinking, or you're going to be just up a battle. And it's this idea that anything that you do requires work, and it's a living, breathing document, and you have to scrap everything at any given time. Once you get used to that, then you can move forward and you're going to make some progress. But until that, golly, you are going to face an uphill battle. So that's why I laugh when I see this sort of one and done perspective. That is time. People get all sorts of views for this damn stuff. Oh my gosh. They get all sorts of views for this stuff. It is the wrong way to think about science. It is about this living, breathing battle, and you are writing something continuously to where people are actually paying attention to what you're actually doing. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.